Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, it is Sunday afternoon, July 17th. I still got my Drone Seekers shirt on. We did the Drone Seekers live show just a little while ago. It is about 4:30 in the afternoon and it is hot. It is about, I don't know, low 90s Fahrenheit. That puts it about, what, 31 or 32 centigrade for the rest of the world besides the United States. But in any case, suffice it to say it's a hot day. There's a very little breeze, but I'm out here with the DJI Mini 3. Oh yeah, I should have added, I'm at the schoolyard that's not far from my house here, just because we're going to do a little test here. We just had a firmware update for the DJI RC. I have talked a lot about the problems that I've had with this guy, and in fact I had one ordered for my Mavic 3, but I canceled that order because of all the screen crashes and things that I was having with the Mini 3. It was a big problem and it came after the last firmware update. But anyway, the update for the controller that showed up is 01.01.0100. Lots of ones and zeros there. And in the notes, and I'll put it up on the screen so you can see it, they said they set it up where you have to use a U3 card in the controller here. And I was guilty of that, of putting a lower speed card in there because I figured, hey, the thing only records at a low resolution. Why do you need a high speed card? Well, evidently you do, and DJI has determined that that caused part of the problems. So it's going to give you a warning on screen if you have less than a U3 level card in there. And then they said there was an issue with screen flickering on preview videos and pictures. I had never seen that. Maybe it was there. I probably just never looked. But the big one that I had was system crash. So I'm going to see if I can replicate some of those things where I had seen the system crash before, and by system I mean the Fly app within the Android-based controller here. It just locked up tighter than a drum, and you couldn't do anything. So I'm going to replicate some of those things that I've done, and we'll see if it crashes, see if it's corrected. And then they also said minor bugs. Well, you know, that's kind of a generic thing. The other thing that a lot of people have had is range issues. The controller going from FCC into CE mode. People in Canada I know are having those issues. I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen any problems with range with mine. It's been more than great range-wise. So hasn't been an issue for me, but obviously that's something we can look at as well. But anyway, let's quit messing around and let's get this drone in the air. And I'm going to see if I can replicate some of those issues where I've seen screen crashes in the past, and let's see if it's fixed. There we go. I got Wi-Fi, and then I'm, whoops. I tried to start a screen recording. Yeah, it did. Okay. I didn't think I started it, but I did. So I'm moving that little... there's a little stop button that I guess you won't see on the screen recording, and I moved it over, but you can see I've got the screen on max brightness, etc. And we did record we're doing a screen recording. So, okay, let's go ahead and start recording. We're in 4K 30, not that that means anything for this test. I don't know, let's do an automated takeoff. Touch that on the app, maybe. There we go. And yeah, it shuts down Wi-Fi and Bluetooth automatically. So we'll have to hook up that Wi-Fi again. And the reason that that's important, and let's move the drone out so that we quit getting those alerts a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going back into the menu again, turning on Wi-Fi. And let's see if it'll connect back up to my phone. Oh yeah, there it did. So it's connected back up to my phone. We're good to go there. And the reason for that is we're going to try and change, and I need to put the phone in my pocket then at that point. We're going to try and change our landing location, and that's why it needs to be talking to the phone so they can get that GPS location. But anyway, we'll bring it in here just a little, just for the fun of it, and look at it move around. That obstacle avoidance, it doesn't want to, you know, hit us. So, but anyway, there's that drone in action. Let me, you can see my notes sitting there by the camera. All right, let's do our manual droning like we always do, reverse and up now. And this drone is so responsive, especially for a mini drone. And I can see we reset here, and I do not have my grid lines. I usually like those. So we'll probably go into the, let's just stop right there. We're going to go into the app. And I noticed that took a second there. It did save all my return to home altitude and everything. And I flicker grid lines. There they are. Yep, we're going to turn them all on. I couldn't remember where that was at. Okay, so we're good to go there. Here is the first thing that we're going to do. I am going to look at my favorite cell phone tower here. I'm going to drop some altitude, and I'm going to see if I can set that cell phone tower as a point of interest. And what I noticed is when I was using, yeah, we're going to skip that. And I think there is a way to do not show again, yeah. And okay, so we're in spotlight mode now, and so we're just going to try it in spotlight mode at first and fly around here. And one of the first times I noticed this issue was in spotlight mode. And you can see we're doing just fine right now. It seems to be, the app is very stable. And by golly, we got that, that spotlight was very accurate. It put the GPS point right over the top of the tower. I'm just pushing that stick straight forward, and look what it's doing. It's dropping the camera down. This is awesome. I'm telling you, this spotlight mode is really cool. Okay, let's back off here a little bit, and I'm going to drop the camera down. Let's do a point of interest. And yeah, obstacle avoidance, we know that. Let's point of interest again. There we go. And let's crank that baby up and click go. And so it's going to do a point of interest on a counterclockwise rotation. Let's see if I can drop the gimbal down a little bit and center it up. That looks better. And the drone is flying itself. I'm not doing it. I'm not, hold it up here. I'm not doing anything with the controls. But one of the times that I had the app crash was doing exactly this kind of stuff. So we've proven that that's not the issue. I don't know. Let's bring it down, and we'll see if we can do. Maybe we can do some active tracking. So I'm going to stop and turn the drone towards us, bring it down, and I'll see if I can, oh, I need to take that, get out of that. I still had it in that active track mode. So far, so good. This thing's been just smooth as butter, man. It's so far we're good. And I'm just bringing the drone right back down to us. See if I can get it close enough here that it'll recognize me. And usually, well, usually it will put a plus sign on you. I wonder if I have to put it in. Yeah, there it seems to have me. I wonder if I needed to have it in active track first. But it's got me, so we're going to do click active track, and I need to click well, yeah. Sorry, I keep waiting too long. Let's go parallel and go. And it's telling me that it won't do obstacle avoidance, so I need to make sure that I don't run it into any signs or any obstacles here. And I got this bus loading sign. I think I'm above it, but who wants to take that chance, right? But what parallel mode does is the drone will always stay on the same side of you. And so I'm kind of adjusting how the drone is looking so you can have it, you can be in the center of frame or at the side, however you want it, and you can adjust that with the sticks. Okay, but so far, I mean, it's doing it just fine, right? So let's go, let's stop that. Let's try it again. Let's go into parallel mode. And parallel mode, it should just follow me wherever I go. Excuse me, I meant to say trace mode. Yeah, it didn't get me. I'm sorry, I made a mistake there. Active track, trace, go. Yeah, okay, there we go, we got it. So the drone will just follow you in trace mode. Parallel mode, whatever side the drone is on is the side that it'll stay on. And the cool thing about trace here is you can actually push the drone backwards. As I walk towards it, the drone is flying backwards, but you know, it kind of proves our point. There's no issues with this guy. And I see it stops to follow me here. So we'll let it follow me all the way back. And it did warn us that obstacle avoidance, you could still run it into something. So be aware of things like that light post, that sign, these trees. Okay, I'm walking faster because I want to get under the shade here. Okay, so the next trick that we're going to do that'll really test this thing is we are going to try and tell the drone, we're going to try and change its home point. So let's get out of here, and I am going to move the drone back far enough. I'm going to move it up high and a ways back so it's in the middle of the field out there, or the grassy area. And we're going to leave it hover there for just a second, and we're going to go into click the three dots on the top right, and we are going to go into safety, and we're going to scroll down till it says update home point, and update home point, and we should have the map here. Yeah, there it's giving us the map. That's good. So it's on the controller, or excuse me, the arrowhead is where the drone is at right now, and you can change that, and that's the home point. So you can see the H on the screen here. I can literally change the home point now. So I can move it. Let's see, oh, I moved it the wrong way. And boy, I'll tell you what, the screen is kind of hot here. So I'm kind of setting it up, and I don't know how accurate this is going to be, so, but we'll try it. In fact, I'm going to move it right here in front of me so I can see it. And it should be on the pavement out here. And let's click OK. And by the way, I couldn't even have gotten this far before. It would have locked up already. So we got OK. Home point is updated, so we're going to click return to home. I'm going to do that on the controller. And let's see. Well, I didn't hold it down long enough. And it should, yeah, it's turning, yeah, and so, yeah, we may cancel it if it looks like it's not in a good spot there. Yeah, it's still in the grasp, so we're going to cancel that. So we're going to try one more thing here. So it would have landed right in the grass there, and that, you know, that's all I could tell from looking at that map. So take that for what it was worth. And I'm backing it up back out over the field again. So you can see where I have the controller here. Let's see, I'm going to walk to a different location out here in front of us. In the heat, unfortunately. And I'm going to go, and by the way, I can see the screen real well, even in this direct sunlight. Well, not defined real well, but I can see it well enough to fly, that's for sure. So let's see, I want to go back to update home point. And you can see it's populated the screen again, and you can see the home point is at the drone, which is what that little arrowhead is. As soon as we canceled it, stayed with the drone. Okay, so I'm going to click on the controller, and now look, it moved the home point to me. So we're going to click OK, and let's do return to home. Please check it on the map. Go home. And by the way, anytime that I tried that previously, it locked up the Fly app. So I'm saying that whatever they did has resolved the issues with this thing. So that's a good thing. So let's see how close it comes to me here. See if it'll land right on my head. It's going to be pretty close, isn't it? Look at this. Let's just let it land. It's coming down right in front of me. And it should raise the camera here. Yeah, there it is. And it sees me. And it's landing. Yeah, perfect. Okay, let's take off again, and maybe we'll try something else. Maybe that might be construed as something that would stress the Fly app and the controller. I mean, kudos to DJI for figuring this out. So I'm going to do a manual takeoff here, both sticks in, and yeah, it turned off Wi-Fi there, but that's okay. We don't need it anymore. Once we did the where I needed the maps and the changes to the home point, we don't need that anymore. So let's go ahead and let's go out. Let's see if we can do let's do a droney. And I'm gonna a quick shot droney. Well, you know what? Let's do a master shot. How about that? Let's focus in on our favorite cell phone tower here. And yeah, we're high enough. We're above anything else here. So maybe I'll go just a little higher just to be on the safe side. 35 meters high. And we're going to stop recording now. We're going to click on that film strip. We're going to go into master shots. And so we have to set the point of interest. So let's get rid of that. And it didn't ask me to if I could not show that again. I wish it would. Okay, so yeah, hopefully that'll that's a good enough point of interest. So we'll try it anyway. Let's click start. And this is going to be a medium one, so start one more time. Tap to take master shot. There we go. Took a couple taps there, but it did okay. So, and we've got the map here. We can see, yeah, so it positioned itself and now it's starting the droney. It's kind of fun looking at the map, and look at that. It tells you the direction that the drone is going to go, which is pretty cool. And now it's going to do a circle far, so here it comes. Pretty neat, and it's 66 meters high now, so it's up there a ways. And it's just about completed that. I'm going to put the map on the screen here so you can see it. So you'll see the map a little bit bigger, and that maps out the quick shot And you know, what I'm going to say in this case is, you know, it's doing it all perfectly. I mean, this, whatever they did with the Fly app and with this update has taken care of everything. So I am happy. And you know, it cached our maps when we did that. When we did the when I had my phone hooked up to it, my iPhone hooked up to it as a hotspot. So we still got the maps, which is kind of cool. Okay, it's going to do a rocket. It's just about done. Let's go back to the full screen there. And we're about 3/4 of the way done. And boy, I'll tell you, the other thing that's pretty cool is how accurate it picks up the point of interest. It's this is very accurate. It's right where you touch it on the screen is where it's going to be. Camera straight and descend. Well, let's hope it doesn't descend right into the top of the cell phone tower. I'm watching the drone here. Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, master shot's complete, so it's returning to its location. Okay, so let's we're 31% battery, and you guys know me. I'm never one to waste any battery, so we're gonna do just a little quick flight here, and then we'll bring it home. Let's go back in, video, start recording. And you know, by the way, we're doing a screen recording at the same time here, remember, so whatever's going on here seems to be completely resolved. And I can tell you with the DJI RC here, I'm standing in the shade right now, and I mean, it's picture perfect. So this is Discovery School, and like I said, I often stop here just because it gives kind of a good look. You see the Boise front off in the distance, and you know, you can see the trees kind of in the middle. That play structure is kind of close in, so it kind of gives you the full field of view. Let's just go ahead and zoom for the fun of it. I'm going to pick it up on the mountains there, and we should be able to zoom in. 2x zoom. There we go. There's 2x zoom. Let's kick it back out. And I don't know, let's throw it in sport mode, and we'll go to the other end here. I'm just trying to think of ways that I can stress this thing out and see if we can see any hiccups. And you know, so far we haven't. Okay, there's the direction we want to go, and there's kind of almost the rule of thirds. Let's go flip her into sport mode, and let's go full stick forward. Let's see how fast this little guy will go. And I just have the regular battery in it, not the endurance battery right now. And that's pretty good. Look at that, 16.4 meters per second. And 16.5. Can't complain about that. Let's flip it around the other way. And we will try that the other direction. I always like to do kind of these speed tests in both directions, just so that you kind of get the, you know that it's valid with the wind or against the wind or whatever. And yeah, so we're not quite as fast. Are we going to get to 16, which is the advertised? Yep, 16.1, 16.3, 16.5. So just as fast. And so it's giving us a return to home. We're just going to let it do that. It's automated. Let's let it do it. That'll probably stress some processing power. So here it comes. We're down to 17% battery. That's what sport mode will do for you, is use up plenty of battery. So we've been flying for over 21 minutes. I'd say that's pretty good for you know, the kind of full throttle flying and so forth we were doing with the regular battery. And that's me dropping the gimbal down. This drone does not have precision landing. I've said it before, I'll say it again, but it's kind of fun to see how accurate it'll get, and it looks like it's pretty damn close. As long as it's on the sidewalk here, we will just let it land, and yeah, you'll be able to see it on the action too. And by the way, this Action 2 camera, I am really digging it. It should pick up, the drone should pick up its camera right now. The Action 2, you know, they talk about how it has heat issues. Let me tell you, it is a hot day today, and this current recording, it's been recording for 23 and a half minutes straight as I speak, and it's still going. We're just gonna leave it on. Normally I shut off before I do my conclusion, but we'll just leave it running, and it's kind of a little test of the DJI Action 2 as well. Okay, let me get everything shut down and we'll do a quick conclusion. Oh, and I do want to remind you, and I've said this before as well, but stop recording so that way you don't have a corrupted video file. And the same thing with the screen recording. You always want to remember to do that. And you hear the chime and you know it stopped. And then you can power everything off and all your files will be saved. Hey, okay, the drone is hot, but it's not, you know, it's not so hot you can't touch it or grab it. So, you know, I know there's been a lot of talk about how hot the Mini 3 Pro gets. I can tell you when I did the update at home, I had it sitting on my desk. Boy, the drone was on for a long time. I don't know how long, but it updated not just the RC, but it updated the battery as well. So it was on for a long time, never squawked, never gave me a heat warning. And by the way, even on a day like today, that the UAV forecast says it's 99 degrees. Yeah, my watch says it's 99 degrees too, so it's a hot day. That's very close to the maximum that DJI says. They say 104 degrees is the maximum for this drone. We got no heat warnings, we got nothing, and we were flying it in sport mode, so kudos to DJI, and I think that their heat management evidently works pretty good. Now, with the big story is obviously the RC, and for me, that was the crashing. I mean, I just got to where I almost couldn't use it for anything but normal flight. Anytime I put any stress on processing, the app would crash with the DJI RC, and this seems to have solved that. So the big one that I thought would probably kill it was changing the home point, but it had no problem. We were able to change the home point to the controller, manually change the home point, and it handled it just fine. We put it into focus track, and that's where I'd had an issue before in focus track. Didn't have any problem at all. We tried a master shot. It did fine. We put it in sport mode, flying it back and forth, and you know, just stressing out the whole system here on a hot day, and everything worked perfectly. And the other thing that I will add is that even standing out there in the sun, I could see the screen. Now, could I see it, you know, perfect? No, but could I see it good enough to fly? Yeah, and if I'd been using my iPhone on the RC-N1 controller, it would have long been dimmed so dark that I wouldn't be able to see. So advantage this guy. So I may just have to order another one so that I have one exclusively for my Mavic 3, or maybe I'll just use this one, I don't know. But with regard to, yeah, we didn't look at screen flickers and preview. I don't know, I haven't seen that. As far as the SD card error, I have a U3 SanDisk Extreme card in here, so we didn't get that. I suppose I could have put a really slow card there to see if we got that error, but we didn't. No point in that. We didn't see anything, so that's fine. But I'm going to tell you, DJI says so. So put a U3 rated card in your controller for if you're going to do screen recording, etc., because that evidently was part of the problem. And then with regard to range, I've never had any range issues, so I can't speak to that. But Sean at Air Photography did a really good test. He just published his video today, and it seemed to solve his range issues with the drone. So that's a good thing. I mean, it's typical DJI. They seem to get this stuff sorted out pretty quickly, so happy that they did. In any case, that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. And most of all, of course, I appreciate you taking the time to look at this video. And yeah, we absolutely will see you on the next one. Bye now.